Introduction. Samantha was born into a world that often misunderstood her. From a young age, she faced challenges that would shape her life in profound ways. Her story is one of resilience, determination, and the unyielding hope for a healthier, happier future. At her heaviest, she weighed 600 pounds, a figure that seemed insurmountable. But Samantha's journey proves that even in the darkest moments, the light of hope can shine through, guiding one toward transformation. Chapter 1. A childhood shaped by silence and struggles. Samantha was born into a world that often misunderstood her. From the moment she took her first breath, it seemed as if she was carrying a burden not of her own making. Growing up, she was a quiet, observant child, often retreating into herself when the world became overwhelming. Her childhood was filled with moments of confusion and loneliness, as she grappled with her body and her feelings in a society that seemed to judge her before she even had a chance to explain herself. Her parents loved her, but their understanding was limited. They tried their best, but their concerns were often overshadowed by their own struggles with health and finances. Food became a comfort, a way to cope with the emotional chaos around her. It was easier to hide behind a plate than to face the world outside. As she grew, her weight increased, and with it, her sense of isolation. By the time she was a teenager, Samantha was already battling the cruel whispers of classmates and the relentless judgment of society. She knew she was different, not just physically but emotionally. Her body was a fortress, built to protect her from the pain of rejection and misunderstanding. Yet inside, she longed for acceptance, for love, for a sense of belonging. Chapter 2. The Turning Point. Samantha's early adult years were marked by a series of failed attempts at change. She tried dieting, exercise, and countless weight loss programs, but nothing seemed to stick. Her body was resistant, and her mind often felt defeated. The mirror reflected a woman she barely recognized, a figure she saw as a symbol of her struggles. One pivotal moment came when Samantha found herself unable to get out of bed one morning. The pain was intense, and her mobility limited her life to the confines of her small apartment. It was then she realized she was at a crossroads. She could continue down this path of despair or find the strength to seek help. Her wake-up call came in the form of a visit from her sister, Lisa. Lisa was always her biggest supporter, and seeing her sister so fragile and trapped in her own body broke her heart. Lisa gently encouraged her to consider a medical intervention, suggesting she see a specialist who could help her regain control of her life. Reluctant but desperate, Samantha agreed. She made her first appointment with Dr. Patel, a renowned bariatric surgeon, and began the journey toward healing. Chapter 3. The Road to Transformation. The road ahead was not easy. Samantha faced a barrage of emotions: fear, hope, doubt, and determination. Her initial consultations revealed the extent of her health issues: obesity-related complications like high blood pressure, diabetes, and joint problems. The doctor explained that her weight had become a barrier to her living a full life, and surgery could be a viable option. Samantha decided to proceed with gastric bypass surgery. The decision was fraught with uncertainty, but she knew it was her best chance. She committed herself to a pre-surgery diet, believing that every small step mattered. The surgery was successful, and for the first time in years, Samantha felt a glimmer of hope. The pounds started to come off gradually, and with each milestone, her confidence grew. She began attending support groups, learning about nutrition, and embracing physical activity, even if it was just walking around her apartment. Her family and friends cheered her on, and she found strength in their encouragement. Yet, she knew that her journey was only just beginning. Chapter 4. Facing the Inner Demons. Losing weight physically was one thing, but emotionally, Samantha still carried scars. Old habits and thoughts threatened to pull her back into despair. She struggled with feelings of guilt and shame, often questioning whether she deserved happiness or a normal life. During this time, she started seeing a counselor. Through therapy, she learned to confront her emotional baggage, to forgive herself, and to develop healthier coping mechanisms. She discovered that her relationship with food was deeply rooted in her need for comfort and security. Samantha made a conscious decision to change her mindset. She began journaling her feelings, celebrating small victories, and setting realistic goals. Her journey was not just about weight loss but about rediscovering herself and her worth. Chapter 5. The Challenges of Maintenance. As the pounds continued to drop, Samantha faced new challenges. Maintaining her progress required discipline and resilience. She encountered setbacks, emotional days when she felt overwhelmed, social situations that tested her resolve, and moments of self-doubt. But she refused to give up. She leaned on her support system, including her sister Lisa, her therapist, and new friends she met in her support groups. They shared their stories, offered advice, and reminded her of her strength. Samantha's body was changing, but more importantly, her mindset was transforming. She began to see herself not as a victim of her circumstances but as a survivor capable of shaping her future. Chapter 6. Embracing a New Life. Over the course of several years, Samantha's weight decreased from 600 pounds to a healthier, sustainable level. Her mobility improved, and she was able to reclaim parts of her life that she had long abandoned. She started working out, initially with gentle stretching and walking, gradually progressing to more active pursuits. She also found joy in new hobbies, cooking healthy meals, gardening, and volunteering. Her relationships deepened, and she built new friendships with people who accepted her for who she was. Most importantly, Samantha learned to love herself. She celebrated her progress and acknowledged her resilience. Her story became one of hope, inspiring others facing similar struggles. Chapter 7. The Future Ahead. Today, Samantha stands as a testament to the power of determination and hope. Her journey from a 600-pound woman trapped by her circumstances to a healthier, happier person has been arduous but rewarding. She continues to advocate for mental health awareness, obesity education, and support for those battling their own demons. Her story reminds us all that no matter how insurmountable a challenge may seem, with perseverance, love, and a little bit of hope, transformation is possible. Samantha's story is far from over. Every day is a new opportunity to grow, to heal, and to embrace the life she fought so hard to reclaim. Epilogue. A message of hope. Samantha often reflects on her journey and shares her story with others. She emphasizes that weight loss is not just about shedding pounds but about reclaiming your life and rediscovering your worth. Her message is simple yet powerful. No matter how dark the road may seem, there is always a light waiting at the end. Chapter 1. The Beginning of the Battle. Samantha's story begins in a small town, where her childhood was marked by emotional struggles. Growing up, she found comfort in food, which became her refuge from loneliness and anxiety. Her parents, loving but overwhelmed, didn't fully understand her emotional needs, often misinterpreting her eating habits as laziness or lack of discipline. By the time she was a teenager, Samantha's weight had already become a significant concern. She was bullied at school, ridiculed for her size, and felt increasingly isolated. Despite her struggles, she was an intelligent girl with dreams of becoming a nurse and helping others. But her weight held her back, both physically and emotionally. Chapter 2. The Turning Point. In her early 20s, Samantha reached her peak weight of 600 pounds. The health complications began to mount: high blood pressure, diabetes, and joint pain. Her mobility was severely limited. Simple tasks like walking to the mailbox or climbing stairs became monumental challenges. One day, after a particularly alarming health scare, Samantha decided she couldn't continue living this way. She visited her doctor, who delivered a sobering prognosis: if she didn't make significant changes, her life would be in grave danger. It was a wake-up call. She realized that her health and her life depended on her ability to change her lifestyle. Chapter 3. The First Steps Toward Change. Samantha's journey toward weight loss was not a straight line. It was filled with setbacks, doubts, and moments of despair. Her first step was seeking help, both medical and emotional. She started working with a team of healthcare professionals, including a bariatric surgeon, nutritionist, and therapist. Her initial efforts focused on small, manageable changes. She adopted a low-calorie diet, began to track her food intake, and took short walks around her neighborhood. These small victories energized her, fueling her motivation to push forward. She also began attending counseling sessions to address her emotional eating and underlying issues. It was during these sessions that Samantha uncovered deep-seated fears and insecurities that had driven her to food for comfort. Confronting these feelings was painful but necessary for her growth. Chapter 4: The Power of Support. Samantha's family and friends played crucial roles in her transformation. Her sister, Emily, became her biggest supporter, often accompanying her on walks and encouraging her to stay committed. Online support groups for weight loss also provided a sense of community and understanding. Through these networks, Samantha learned that she was not alone in her struggles. She read stories of others who had faced similar battles and found inspiration in their successes. This sense of camaraderie helped her stay focused when motivation waned. Chapter 5: The Surgical Solution. After losing approximately 50 pounds through diet and exercise, Samantha's medical team recommended bariatric surgery. She was initially hesitant, fearful of the procedure and uncertain about her ability to follow through afterward. But her health was deteriorating rapidly, and she knew surgery was a necessary step. The surgery was scheduled, and Samantha prepared herself mentally and physically. The procedure was successful, and she began her post-operative journey with a new perspective. The initial weeks were challenging, as she adapted to her new eating habits and dealt with physical discomfort. But gradually, she started seeing results: weight loss, increased energy, and improved health markers. Her confidence grew, and she felt a renewed sense of purpose. Chapter 6: Overcoming Plateaus and Challenges. Weight loss is rarely a smooth ride. Samantha experienced plateaus where her progress stalled, leading to frustration and self-doubt. During these times, she leaned on her support system and revisited her goals. She learned to celebrate non-scale victories, like fitting into clothes she couldn't wear before, walking longer distances, and feeling emotionally stronger. She also continued therapy to address emotional hurdles, such as fear of relapse or feelings of guilt over setbacks. Physical challenges persisted. Loose skin, lingering health issues, and the need for ongoing medical care reminded her of her journey's complexity. But Samantha refused to give up. Chapter 7: A New Life Emerges. Over the course of several years, Samantha lost over 300 pounds. Her life transformed dramatically. She could walk without assistance, dance at her sister's wedding, and even consider returning to school to pursue her nursing degree. Her story inspired others who faced similar struggles. She became an advocate for mental health awareness, healthy living, and weight loss support. Samantha realized that her journey was not just about losing weight but about reclaiming her life and self-worth. Chapter 8: Lessons Learned. Samantha's journey taught her invaluable lessons. 1. Patience is key. Significant change takes time, and progress is often slow but steady. 2. Support matters. Surrounding yourself with positive influences makes a difference. 3. Emotional healing is essential. Addressing underlying issues is crucial for sustainable change. 4. Celebrate every victory. Recognizing small successes keeps motivation alive. 5. Self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, especially during setbacks. Chapter 9: Looking Toward the Future. Today, Samantha continues her journey with a focus on maintaining her health and helping others. She volunteers at local support groups, shares her story to inspire hope, and advocates for accessible healthcare. Her ultimate goal is to live a long, fulfilling life, one where she can enjoy moments with loved ones and pursue her dreams without the burden of excess weight holding her back. Conclusion: Samantha's story is a testament to the human spirit's resilience. Her transformation from a young girl battling emotional and physical obstacles to a confident woman embracing her new life demonstrates that change is possible, no matter how daunting the challenge. Her journey underscores the importance of perseverance, support, and self-love. For anyone facing similar struggles, Samantha's story offers hope that with determination and the right help, a healthier, happier life is within reach.